Most people crumble the moment life turns difficult. A single setback, a rejection, or a betrayal is enough to break them. Yet, there exists a rare breed of individuals who endure loss, failure, and agony, only to emerge tougher than before. They do not run from the storm, they become the storm. This isn't a stroke of luck, nor is it a rare talent. It is Stoicism. Today, I am sharing 12 Stoic lessons designed to rewire how you think, feel, and respond to everything life throws your way. Make sure to stay until the very end, as Lesson 12 is the one most people never truly grasp. The great Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, were not ivory tower philosophers tucked away in quiet libraries. Marcus Aurelius governed the Roman Empire. Epictetus lived as a slave. Seneca navigated the treacherous waters of exile and death. These men were tested by the crucible of real life, and their philosophy was forged in the heat of genuine suffering. What they discovered was this: you possess authority over your own mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will unlock your true strength. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Control what you can, release what you can't. The foundational principle of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that there are only two categories in existence: things within our command, such as our thoughts, choices, and reactions, and things outside our command, including other people's opinions, the weather, the economy, or the past. Most people exhaust themselves fighting what they cannot change. They obsess over past arguments, crave validation, or panic over outcomes they cannot influence. The Stoic draws a firm line. Is this within your control? If yes, attack it with everything you have. If no, let it go completely. This single habit will liberate you from more suffering than any therapy session ever could. Lesson 2. Your obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius wrote a truth that should be carved into your mind. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. While most people stop when they hit an obstacle, the Stoic asks, how can I leverage this? Did you lose your job? You now have the necessary pressure to build something of your own. Were you rejected? You are being redirected towards something better. Were you betrayed? You now see clearly who truly stands by your side. Every obstacle is a teacher, every failure is a lesson, and every setback is a setup for a comeback. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? Lesson 3. Never react, always respond. There is a tiny, powerful gap between what happens to you and how you react. Weak people fill that space with raw emotion. Strong people fill it with intention. When someone insults you, your impulse is to lash back. That is a reaction, automatic, animalistic, and weak. Responding requires you to pause, breathe, and choose. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." The bravest thing you can do in an emotional moment is to remain silent and choose your next move deliberately. Your response is your power. Never give it away. Lesson 4. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. While this truth makes most people uncomfortable, it is the most liberating concept in Stoicism. The Stoics meditated on death not to be morbid, but to wake up. When you truly accept that your time is finite, small dramas lose their weight, and the fear of failure shrivels. Marcus Aurelius kept this thought at the forefront of his mind every day. It didn't weaken him, it sharpened his focus. Ask yourself tonight, if I only had 1 year left, what would I stop tolerating? What would I finally begin? Let the reality of death teach you how to truly live. Lesson 5. Amor fati. Love your fate. Not just acceptance, love. Amor fati means that whatever happens, you don't just survive it, you embrace it. The rain, the pain, the loss, the shame, you claim it as part of your story and refuse to change a single word. This is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. The person who loves their fate cannot be broken by it, manipulated by fear, or defeated by disappointment. Everything that happens is happening for you, not to you. Lesson 6. Silence is strength. In a world that never stops chattering, silence is a superpower. Epictetus noted that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason: to listen twice as much as we speak. The Stoics believe that much of our suffering stems from our words, whether spoken in anger or used to seek the approval of others. Develop the discipline of silence. Before you speak, Ask, is this true? Is this necessary? Is this kind? If it fails these tests, hold your tongue. The quietest person in the room is often the most powerful. Lesson 7. Strengthen yourself through voluntary discomfort. Comfort is the enemy of growth. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort, intentionally doing hard things to build mental fortitude. Seneca would occasionally sleep on the floor, fast for days, or walk in the cold without a coat. Why? To prove to himself that if the worst happened, he could survive it. Every time you choose the harder path, you build an iron mind. You don't need to go to extremes. Start small. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, or push through a workout when you're tired. Choose hard over easy, and you will become unbreakable. Lesson 8. Never seek approval. Marcus Aurelius would ask himself daily, am I doing this for applause, or because it is right? The hunger for validation is a prison. When you need others to praise you, you become their servant. You shrink your personality to fit their expectations and base your decisions on their reactions. The Stoic acts in alignment with their values, whether anyone claps or not. Your worth is not a vote, a comment, or a like. It is yours alone, and it cannot be granted or taken away by anyone. Lesson 9. Guard your mind like a fortress. Marcus Aurelius remarked that the mind can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. What you allow into your head shapes your reality. Every morning, you wake up as the gatekeeper of your own mind. Choose wisely what enters. Feed your thoughts with philosophy, challenge, and wisdom. Starve them of gossip, outrage, and comparison. A fortress mind cannot be conquered from the outside. It can only be surrendered from within. Lesson 10. Act. Do not merely think. Stoicism is not a philosophy of the armchair. It is a philosophy of the arena. The great Stoics didn't just contemplate virtue. They practiced it every single day. Your ideas are hollow if you don't act on them. Your values are meaningless if they don't show up in your choices. Your dreams will remain dreams if fear keeps you paralyzed. Seneca wrote, "It is not that I don't have time. It is that I waste the time I have." The greatest Stoic discipline is to do the thing today, right now. Lesson 11. Choose your inner circle carefully. Epictetus warned, "Tell me who you spend time with, and I will tell you who you are becoming." You cannot soar with eagles if you are surrounded by those who have surrendered. This isn't arrogance, it is self-preservation. Energy, mindset, and mediocrity are all contagious. The Stoic is intentional about who sits at their table because they understand that community shapes character. Protect your circle. Surround yourself with people who challenge, inspire, and demand the truth from you. Lesson 12. Become who you were meant to be. Every lesson we have covered points toward one ultimate goal, self-mastery. The Stoics believe the highest purpose of a human life is to live in accordance with your deepest nature, with reason, courage, and virtue. It isn't about being rich or comfortable. It is about becoming, unapologetically, the person you were meant to be. Every night, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, not for fame, but for accountability. He asked, "Was I the person I needed to be today?" That is the question that should haunt you, and it is the question that should drive you. Not, what do others think, or did I get enough? But did I become 1% more of who I am meant to be? If the answer is yes, you have won the day. The Stoics didn't promise an easy life. They promised an unbreakable one. These lessons are not just philosophy, they are a blueprint for living. Start with one, practice it daily, and watch the version of yourself that emerges 6 months from now. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more Stoic wisdom that actually changes your life, subscribe. New videos drop every week. Until next time, stay strong, stay Stoic, and stay unshakable.